Hello everyone, this is DrBarai. In this video, we are going to show you some awesome stuff regarding the ultrasound guided vascular access. You can use the same technique for peripheral IV access, the central line access, arterial line access, insertion of PICC line or PICO lines. The technique is the same when it comes to the use of ultrasound. Now, in the point of care ultrasound, the IV access that takes a very important role because we do this all the time. However, there are some basic rules that we need to follow, and that is exactly what I am going to show you over the next few minutes. It's a very simple technique, and if you use this technique, you will be able to get IV access in a very difficult patient where multiple attempts have failed without ultrasound. So ultrasound really makes the life very easy for us. And that is exactly what we are going to show you over the next few minutes. Now, if you have not done already, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon as well so that we can share with you new videos every other day. I've got hundreds of videos coming over the next few months, and we will practice the ultrasound together and learn from each other. Okay, so in case of the vascular access, there are two techniques, and I'm going to show you both. The first technique and the common technique is called offline technique, where you put the ultrasound probe almost 90 degrees to the vascular access. For example, if you want to put an IV line in the antecubital fossa, you put the probe transversely. So that is the offline technique, and this is the commonest technique that I use. And if you use this, very simple technique. Okay, so this is a little bit of animation for you to make the life easy. So this is the ultrasound probe, which you can see from the side. So this is just at 90 degrees to the surface or axis of the blood vessel. So this is the blood vessel, and this is the subcutaneous tissue, this is the skin, this is the cannula or a needle or a trocar and cannula for the central line. The same technique is applicable for everything. I am connecting a syringe at the back of the cannula so that I can draw some blood at the same time. Here on the right hand side, we have got the monitor of the ultrasound. As you can see that we have got the magnified version of the blood vessel here. And then this is the subcutaneous tissue here, and this is the skin here. So this is superficial and this is deep. All right. So as you turn on the ultrasound machine, the ultrasound probe will generate the ultrasound beam at a very fast rate. And so here we are putting the tip of the ultrasound with this tip of the cannula just on the surface of the skin. So we cannot see the needle yet. As we insert the needle, this tip of the cannula will be visualized. You may see a little bit of echogenic substance. I will show you a little technique to visualize this tip even better after a few slides. So this is the tip of the needle or the cannula just beneath the skin, between the skin and the blood vessel. Now, as we progress further, you will see that the tip of the needle is touching the tunic adventitia of the blood vessel. And at this point, our goal will be to look at the tip of the cannula or the needle. So what I'll do now, I'm going to slide this ultrasound probe a little bit away. As I progress the cannula, I am going to slide the ultrasound probe, and that will give me the view of the tip of the needle. And as you can see, we have got, I think it will be somewhere here, but we'll try to look at the tip. So what we'll do is, I'm going to slide even further. And as I slide a little more, now I'll have the perfect view. And that is where the tip of the cannula is exactly in the center of the blood vessel. As you can see in this ultrasound, that in the center of the blood vessel, we have got the tip of the cannula. Now, this is a time when you can take the needle out and put the catheter in. All right. If you take the catheter out earlier, then sometimes the insertion of the cannula may be a bit difficult. So you need to be very, very careful about it, that don't take the needle or the trocar out initially. Take it only when you can see the tip of the needle exactly in the center of the blood vessel. At the same time, again and again, I am saying that focus on the tip of this needle, because you don't want this tip to pierce the posterior wall of the blood vessel. If that happens, then the whole idea of putting the cannula or the central line or arterial line will be in a disaster. I know one of my colleagues a few months ago put a central line straight to the common carotid artery, and the patient was taken to the ICU, and they put some TPN, or the total parenteral nutrition, into the carotid artery. It did not go very well. So you need to be very careful that when you put the central line or even peripheral line or arterial line, make sure that you target the tip of the cannula so that it does not pierce the posterior wall of this blood vessel. There may be other structures around this blood vessel. There may be a nerve, an artery, or some other structure. So you need to be very careful all the time. Look at the tip of the cannula. Follow the tip, not the shaft of the cannula. Sometimes it may be a bit difficult to visualize the tip. That is because of simple physics. Let me explain why. As you know that ultrasound goes in straight line, and that is the usual assumption, that ultrasound goes in a straight line. And when it is stuck to something, it is then reflected. Now the angle that is the ultrasound is reflected will be here. So the ultrasound is coming from the probe, and then it is reflected from the needle just in this direction, which means you will not see the needle if you put the ultrasound probe in this position. The only way you can have a very good view if you do the little bit of tilting, little bit, not much. I'll show you how it is done. So if you tilt it, then what I have done now is that the surface of the ultrasound probe and the surface of the needle, they are almost at 90 degrees with each other. What it means is all the ultrasound that is going towards the needle, it will be reflected back to the probe, and you will have a beautiful view. And that is the basic idea of tilting the probe. Whether it is in this offline technique or inline technique, please make sure that you target the tip and try to keep the needle almost parallel to the surface of the ultrasound probe. Otherwise, sometimes the visualization can be a little bit difficult. So this is the offline technique that I use all the time, and it is a very simple technique. I will show you in real patient in another video how we can do that. Now let me show you another technique, which is called inline technique. Sometimes the offline technique can be a little difficult because there will be multiple vessels. Whether you are still in the same vessel or you have punctured and gone to another vessel, you can confirm it by inline technique. The inline technique is very good and easy technique if the blood vessel is longitudinal. But in real life, whether it is a vein or artery, that is usually tortuous. In tortuous blood vessel, the inline technique is not a very good technique. If you find that the blood vessel is very, very nice and linear in the antecubital fossa or somewhere else, then you can use the inline technique. The principle is the same like offline technique with subtle differences. Let me explain to you how it can be done. So similar type of equipments and the patient we have. So only difference now is that the ultrasound probe, this is rotated 90 degrees so that the ultrasound probe is longitudinal to the blood vessel. So you have got the skin, then subcutaneous tissue, then the blood vessel, and we have got the ultrasound probe which is just longitudinal or parallel to the blood vessel. We have got a cannula or a needle attached to a syringe, and we have got the monitor here. In the monitor, this will be the skin here somewhere, subcutaneous tissue is here, and this is the blood vessel. Within the blood vessel, the blood will be anechoic or hypoechoic, which means it will be black or gray color. Now, as we introduce the cannula through the skin, you will find that the needle will pass through this direction. Let's show you what happens. So as the needle is introduced to the skin, you will see the needle coming in view. The tip of the needle is still outside the blood vessel. As you are pushing the needle further, try to slide the ultrasound probe away so that you can have a better view of the tip of the needle or cannula. Again, the same principle as we have mentioned in the previous video. Right. So, as we are progressing the needle, now the needle or the cannula tip is just on the surface of the tunica adventitia of the blood vessel. It is touching here, it is touching here, and you can see it both in real life and also in the screen. We have just punctured the blood vessel now, and here the tip of the needle or cannula is just beneath the wall of the blood vessel. As we do that, we need to slide the ultrasound probe a little bit far away, because remember that our target is to look at the tip of the cannula, and that is very important. So we are pushing the needle or the cannula even further, and we are sliding the ultrasound probe a little bit further as well, and again a little bit further. As we push the cannula, we are going to sometimes to get the good view, if you are not seeing the needle very clearly, as we have mentioned earlier, just tilt the ultrasound probe in such a way that the surface of the ultrasound probe is parallel to the needle or the cannula. Make sure that there is a lot of gel in between the skin and the probe, because ultrasound cannot pass through air. So you need something, a medium there, and usually that medium is some ultrasound gel. So what happens in this case is all the ultrasound that is reflected from the needle, that will be reflected back to the probe, and so you will have a very good view of the needle, but also you will see a lot of reverberation artifact. This is an artifact that will confirm that there is some metallic object or some object from where the ultrasound is reflected very well. So what the reverberation artifact means is that this ultrasound is going to and forth. So it is reflected here, reflected from here, reflected from here, reflected from here. The same ultrasound will be reflected multiple times, and that is when the machine will interpret this as some reverberation artifact. So this is a very simple technique that you can use. So I have shown you two techniques. One is the offline technique, which is the commonly used simple technique. The other one is the inline technique. You can use the same technique for peripheral IV access, central venous line, arterial line, the PICC line, PICO line, even for the peripheral nerve block. The same technique is there. So basically how to maneuver the ultrasound probe and how to target the tip of the needle. Always look for the tip of the needle, not the shaft of the needle, because this is the tip which may puncture the other structures. It may go through and through, and we don't want that to happen. If you use these simple techniques, you will be able to be successful in getting IV access even in the most difficult patients. And I have done this hundreds of times, and you can do this too. So if you have got any further questions about these techniques, please let me know. You can drop me a line in the comment section, or you can send me an email. If you want a one-to-one teaching, or if you want a demonstration on the phantoms, also you can contact me. Thank you very much for your time. I hope that you find this useful, and I'll probably see you soon. Bye for now.